For the EFT, Mr. Bloom has 2 minutes.
Commissioner, Mr. President, I rise again, I'm afraid, to make the same old hoary speech that I've been making here for several years, and that is, it is my opinion that you do not really understand the concept of banking. All the banks are broke. Bank Santander, Deutsche Bank, Royal Bank of Scotland, they're all broke. And why are they broke? It isn't an act of God. It isn't some sort of tsunami. They're broke because we have a system called fractional reserve banking, which means that banks can lend money that they don't actually have. It's a criminal scandal, and it's been going on for too long. To add to that problem, you have moral hazard, a very significant moral hazard from the political sphere. And most of the problem starts in politics and central banks, which are part of the same political system. We have counterfeiting, sometimes called quantitative easing, but counterfeiting by any other name. The artificial printing of money, which if any ordinary person did, they'd go to prison for a very long time. And yet governments and central banks do it all the time. Central banks repress the amount of interest that rates are, so we don't have the real cost of money. And yet we blame the real retail banks for manipulating LIBOR. The sheer effrontery of this is quite astonishing. It's central banks that manipulate interest rates, Commissioner. And plus, underneath all this, we talk loosely, in a rather cavalier fashion, do we not, about deposit guarantees. So when banks go broke through their own incompetence and chicanery, the taxpayer picks up the tab. It's theft from the taxpayer. And until we start sending bankers, and I include central bankers and politicians, to prison for this outrage, it will continue.
Buckle yourselves in, because it's ranting time. This generic Sunshine Mint round is the same weight and has the same silver content as this American Silver Eagle, the world's most popular silver bullion coin. It even comes from the same mines as the silver used for the American Silver Eagle, but these two are radically different in price. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Campbell's Coins. In this video, I'm going to go over how all silver is not the same. Coming up. Silver is silver. All silver is the same. I've heard these phrases mentioned frequently on Instagram and in the comment sections here on YouTube. Let's go over why this is flawed logic. It's true. This generic Sunshine Mint round is the same weight and has the same silver content as all American Silver Eagles. The Sunshine Mint even provides all the silver blanks to the US Mint to make American Silver Eagles. So the same silver to make the Sunshine Mint round is used to make the American Silver Eagle. But why is the price different? Is the Sunshine Mint round less pure than the ASE? No, both are 3/9 fine silver. So they're the same weight of silver, 1 troy ounce, and both have the same silver purity. What's up? Maybe it's the mintage numbers. Maybe it's the design. Or maybe it's who creates the American Silver Eagle, the US government. One can certainly stack this pure silver shots or silver shavings. Perhaps the lowest demand and lowest premium silver out there. Would you say this silver is equal to, let's say, the Geiger in the back? If all weight is equal? I don't think so. Point in fact, people can melt the silver shot or silver shavings down and turn it into a masterpiece that can be sold for multiples what they were on their own. There are poor artists who use generic buffalo rounds to create beautiful pieces. 4/9 fine silver here on YouTube is one such example. He takes time to sandcast his pieces, pour the silver, buff the final piece to create a well-polished and made silver piece. Conversely, there are other poor artists who use generic buffalo rounds, throw it in a basic bitch mold to create a basic bitch round, throw their stamp on it, maybe a flying dinosaur, And suddenly it's worth $50 to $100 because they are a popular YouTuber and the mob goes nuts over it. Mob mentality often drowns out reason. Let's look at some other items. Is this silver shield piece equal to this generic buffalo round? Not in my eyes. Both are 1 troy ounce silver and both contain 3/9 fine silver. This proof is infinitely worth more to me though. The design is better, the finish is better, it comes with a COA with very limited mintage. The generic buffalo is minted in the tens of millions, basic finish and design with no COA. Sometimes not even a mint mark. Low demand and low premium. Slight tangent here. I collect Silver Shield because their value skyrockets after each week's release. Last year, I was trading 1 ounce proofs for 3 to 4 American Silver Eagles. This year, 2021, I've been selling the 1 ounce proof rounds for $250 each. In terms of generic buffaloes, that's like what, 8 of them plus some change. On APMEX, a 10 ounce Geiger goes for $355, $365, somewhere around there, while an APMEX branded bar made by Geiger goes for $320, maybe $300. Both are minted by Geiger in Germany. Slightly different look considering one says APMEX, the other one says Geiger. Same security features and each has an independent serial number. So what gives? Same silver content and purity, but one has more perceived value and because of it, it is valued higher. I feel that there are 3 to 4 main factors when pricing silver. The design, who makes it, its rarity, and the demand. Within each factor, there might be some sub-factors like time and energy, especially for poor artists. But these are the 3 to 4 main determiners why all silver is not the same. However, there is a caveat to my rules here. A couple of weeks ago, a viewer mentioned in the comments that ASCs were a ripoff because when he sells to an LCS, which is your local coin shop, he might get $2 over spot for them, but he's buying them for $35 over spot. I can see where he's coming from. Why would I want to buy something with a high premium when I can't sell it back for that same high premium? I had to point out that something was wrong there. Selling to an LCS or a pawn shop, you'll definitely get the mentality of all silver is the same in terms of pricing. But that's what's so funny is when you're selling to an LCS, almost all silver is priced the same when you're selling it to them. But when you're going to them to buy it, is that the case? You'll find out that that is not true. ASCs, Maple Leafs, they're all going to have a higher premium, like, for instance, Libertads as well. They're all going to have a higher premium over Silver Shot or generic Buffalo round. So this is why I was telling them, don't sell to your LCS, don't sell to a pawn shop, sell on eBay, go sell to on Instagram. That's what I do. I sell my ASCs for $35, $36 a piece because that's what the actual market is. And even with an LCS or a pawn shop where all silver is not the same, kicks in when there's low silver demand periods. I have certainly been stacking long enough to see this happen. Some places will flat out not buy generic silver because they have too much, but they will buy American Silver Eagles. Maybe they offer one below spot, but they will still buy it. In 2008, spot price of silver fell to $8 when all metals took a dump during the crash. But American Silver Eagles were selling for a minimum of $18, and I saw examples on eBay going for $30. Additionally, one isn't subjected to sell to only online dealers or an LCS. I plan to trade for gold when the gold to silver ratio falls. People, and this is where all silver is also not silver, people are more willing to trade for popular silver bullion than, let's say, a sterling silver bull. You know what? You don't have to believe me on all this. Go ahead, if you are in a silver community, if you are on Reddit or what have you, go ahead and poll people to see what they would rather own. 10 ASEs or 10 Buffalo rounds, 10 generic Buffalo rounds. Right or wrong, the majority of people will select the American Silver Eagle. In some cases, it's clearly hype. Groupthink mentality. People perceive one item to be worth more over another, when they could be virtually identical, simply because others think that way too. In other examples, this may not be the case for the reasons that I mentioned. But if you are that person who thinks silver is just silver, I invite you to rethink your position, because it's certainly not how most people think, nor how the marketplace operates. If you made it this far in the video, you guys are all my super stackers, and I greatly appreciate you. Is silver all the same to you? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching. This is Campbell's Coins, and that is my 2 cents.